So welcome to another successful client testimonial for the Varsity Performance System. I am here with Tricia Musto and her son, Gian Musto. Welcome, you two.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Of course, of course. Today, we're going to be discussing a bit about your time in the program, specifically for you, Gian. I'd love to hear, if you can remember, what was your mindset like before joining the Varsity Performance System?
I think my mindset before joining was more like I had a lot of, I didn't think about the small things in basketball that I need to pay attention to. And there's just a lot of things I didn't notice before that after the course I noticed.
Yeah, yeah. Specifically, what are some of those things just in terms of how you're breaking down the game now?
Well, for example, I didn't know how complex film study is, how you need to know how people get to their spots and all the reads and just how everyone plays an impact. And all the small things that are involved with basketball I didn't really know of.
Yeah. Do you feel like, based off of this and what I've heard from some other people before, do you see the game more like a professional now?
Yes, of course I do.
And what has set this apart from some of the things that you've tried before? I know you've been coached by some other coaches and maybe even tried some other programs. Set this apart.
Like I said, noticing more small things, I was able to break down certain things of the game better. I was able to understand more about how there's things inside and outside of the game that are involved.
Yeah. Trisha, how about you from your perspective, from what you can remember? How was Gion's mindset before you all joined the program?
So Gian would be really hard on himself before the program, and he wasn't as motivated as I see him now. Like he's really putting in the time now, and his mental state is a lot better, right? So he's still hard on himself, but not as hard, right? So recognizing that he's getting stronger and he's getting taller and he's getting smarter with the game and realizing that he got to put in the work, right? So he's doing the work by himself, he's doing the work at the practice, and he's watching videos and he's just trying to put workouts together, which I'd never seen him do before.
Yeah. Were you struggling with specifically as a parent? I know you talked about Gion's mindset and him being hard on himself. I'm sure that
Yeah.
affected you in some way.
So one thing that really helped that you talk about is after a game, even though during the program we weren't part of a team, but picking him up from practice and him being hard on himself, talking down about himself, us not jumping in and just trying to talk him out of what he's thinking, right? Just let him talk, let him vent, just a whole ride home. And then later on, just ask him, do you want us to give you some advice, or did you just want to vent, or what could you do better next time? So just letting him vent versus us jumping in and saying, well, I don't know why you're thinking that way, just attacking him and his feelings,
That's
letting him
great.
feel those things.
That's great. How do you think, I know I heard from some parents, how do you think this changes your relationship as mom and son?
Position myself more in a supportive role for him and support him. Gian has high expectations for himself, and it was hard at first to be okay, sure, but now I support you. Yes, that's what you want to. You want to be in the NBA? Let's do this. Let's be in the NBA. Let's do everything that it takes to get to that level.
Yeah. And Gian, how about you?
Same thing, agree with the parenting and the more supporting role that my parents play now. My mom and my dad, that they've been pushing me in a good way. It just really helps.
That's awesome. Can you describe a specific moment when you realized that your confidence had changed?
I think I played against some other people in a certain thing, in a certain game during practice. I noticed some things that were different. I had a call with you and I took back some things that I learned and I realized, okay, maybe I could change this in my confidence. And I think that's when it changed.
That's awesome. And for you, Gian, just as it pertains to, I know your situation was a bit different because you were when you were in the program. What are some other detailed, specific changes that you've seen on the court? Maybe ball handling or the way that you have a mind to break down certain coverages on the fly. Your basketball IQ has increased. What are some changes you've seen on the court?
Definitely my basketball IQ for sure. Reading a lot of things that most people wouldn't be able to notice unless you pay intensive attention to it.
Yeah,
I think definitely screen coverages, the different ice, hedge, all those different screen coverages. I've learned more from this course and just more reads on the court.
do you feel prepared? I know you got some tryouts coming up in March for some high level programs here in South Florida. Do you feel more prepared for that now than you did before?
Yes, I have more confidence in myself, and I believe I can really prepare really well for it and do well in it.
Was there a specific tool within the program that gave you that confidence?
I think the supporting that I can always reach out to someone and get help from somebody in a community with similar problems, I think that really helps.
And Trisha, for you as a parent, is there a particular aspect of the program that stuck out for you during our time together that was tremendously beneficial for you?
Yeah, so first of all, I think you're so relatable,
Thank you.
and the way you speak to the team, your clients. You also just don't focus on basketball. You focus on real life stuff. I love that. I love that I've heard you talk about finances and saving and health and food and diet. So I love that your program's so well rounded. It's not just about basketball. I appreciate that Gian takes his health seriously and his sleep time serious and managing his time. He's getting better with the time management that comes with age and experience, but he's getting a lot better with that.
Yeah. One of my observations in particular is that Gian, you become more mature from day one up until now. And I think Trisha, you can agree to that. You've been around him longer than I have. Can you see him maturing in this process?
Yes, yes, emotionally, yes, I've seen him mature and he's taking things more serious. Like it, got the motivation.
Yeah, that's great. Gian, how has your self-talk shifted since starting the program?
I think I give myself more hope in a way. I don't let myself go down. Let's say I airball a shot, whatever, go and get another one. I think just the more supportive talking to myself in my head has really changed in a good way.
What's one fear or mental block that you had that you can now overcome?
I think screwing up at the wrong time in practice, I know it's part of the game, and I figured out that hope to it, there's better outcomes to it, and just messing up a game was probably my biggest fear.
Yeah. And I know your mom touched on this before, but how has this program affected your life off the court?
More maturing, more taking account into things that I do, whether it's eating healthy, I need to eat better, need to sleep better. Also, social life too. A lot of the tips that relate to basketball also help outside of the court as well.
With your friends, things like that?
Yes.
Okay. What's a particular example of that happening for you?
I could say that he cared a lot about what people thought of him before the program in basketball, right? Teammates and stuff, and then also friends, of course, at school. But I think that that's something that he really struggled with. And he still has room for improvement on that, but he's gotten better. Not caring so much people think about him.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I was actually having a conversation similar to this with another family, I think at the beginning of the week, and I heard the same exact thing. I just noticed a sense of maturity in the player and how much he now doesn't really care what other people say about him. His life is his responsibility. And I think something that we have really tried to bring home within this process, Gian, is that you're your own favorite player at the end of the day, right? You should be your own favorite person at the end of the day too, which I think is awesome. And Trisha, I asked Gian this a bit earlier. What made this program different from other coaching or training that you've invested in the past?
Well, so we've never explored, first of all, I didn't even, so I came across your Instagram. I had no idea this side of
Coaching.
basketball existed, and I think
Yeah.
it's brilliant. I think it's great. I mean, it's not just the skills, it's the mental part that needs work too, right? So I'm a big fan of the mental part of this Beyond's development. So I don't know, I was just very impressed with that part of it, and sorry, I lost my train of thought.
No, 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 it's all good. It's all good. You're just talking about the mindset portion of coaching and how you necessarily hadn't seen something like this before.
Yeah, no, we've never done this before, and I think it was really great that we did. We explored this and we made the investment in the mindset part. And he's getting ready to be part of a travel team. Not sure which one we're going to decide on yet, but he's mentally ready. He's
Yeah,
mentally ready for this.
that's beautiful. And I think for yourself as an athlete, both you and your husband have athletic backgrounds. What are some, I guess, observations that you all have from your perspective that set this program apart from some of the trainings that maybe even you have done in your time as athletes?
Well, like I said earlier, you don't just focus on the basketball part. You focus on life, real life stuff, the finances, the investments, the healthies, the diet. It all has to be come together to make sure Gian levels up at each time as he grows and gets closer to his goals.
Yeah. Yeah. Gian, for you, man, what's one thing you wish you had known before starting this program?
I think being more accountable for certain things, for example, skipping a workout. I think definitely the working harder part. I don't think I started working harder until I started this course. I thought I'm just going to be good all the time. No, you have to be and get good and work towards something rather than just being good at it. I wish I would have known that before.
And Tricia, for you, what's one thing you maybe wish you would have known as a parent before starting this process?
Let him create a space where we show more support. I think we weren't as supported before, and let him vent when he needs to, and let him come to his own solutions and not us jump in and give solutions. I also think that Gian was also blaming other people before at this program. Now he's realized that he's the one to blame, right?
Yeah.
If he's not performing the way that he wants to, he's got to do the work.
Yeah.
So he knows that it's loud and clear for him now that not to blame others, blame himself.
I absolutely love that. Before I go to the next question, really, really proud of you for that revelation, Gian, because that's not only going to help you basketball, it's going to help you in life. It's going to help you in relationships in the future, business, work, personal, being a father, being a husband. It's going to help you tremendously in all those areas. So I'm proud of you for that. Speaking about being proud, what's something that you're proud of that you couldn't have said about yourself, let's say 3 to 6 months ago?
Self-confidence for sure. I think before adding to what we said before, what we didn't have is definitely self-confidence. I think I'm proud that I have more confidence now and I could step freely on the court with that sort of chip in my shoulder that I'm a good player, know what to do. I'm stronger than I think, more skilled than I think I am. And I take a lot of pride in that.
Yeah. I love that. That's a fantastic answer. Trisha, how about you from your perspective? What's one thing you're proud of Gian for that he wasn't able to say or you weren't able to say about 3 to 6 months ago?
Work, I'm seeing him put in the work. I mean, he gets home from school and I gotta go out there, and he changes his clothes and he gets to work and do a little bit of homework. We do battle about that because I feel like he should do the homework first, but it's okay. He gets it done. He gets the homework done. He'll do some homework. He'll go back out there again, even though he has practice that day. He has an hour and a half practice for his travel team. So proud to see him putting in the work. He has a little paper sometimes with the workouts. I believe you've given him some advice on workout plans, and he takes his paper out to the front of the house and does his workout.
That's great. Are people around you noticing this change? Maybe coaches and some of your peers?
I'm not sure about my coaches. I definitely know that my coaches know I'm hungry. I know that they know I'm willing to put in work to get better. Along with my dad. My dad knows, especially he comes from a health background, so he knows I need to put in that work. I think people definitely can tell I'm hungry to get better.
I love that. I can tell too. I love that. Well, I won't keep you from your workout too long. Just a couple more questions. How would you describe this program in one sentence?
Supportive. I think very supportive. The course is very supportive because there's just a community around you that has relatable problems. I mean, the calls every Tuesday, Thursday, whatever day it is of the week, people always have familiar problems, and each time they get answered, it honestly helps, probably helps everybody to understand. I just think the sense of community and feeling is just the best part.
That's awesome. Trisha, how about you? How would you describe this program in one sentence?
I think it's very well rounded. Well, it's a great idea. Great idea. I think that you're gonna be in business for a while. Everyone just needs this part of it. This the mental training is so huge.
No, thank you. No,
Mhm.
appreciate that. I really do. Second to last question. What's possible for you now that you didn't feel was possible before?
I think to reach my goals in the right way, in a more healthy way, whether it's physically or mentally. I think just staying a healthy person and just reaching my goals is probably what's going to happen.
Hmm. I love that. You care to share what those goals are? I know your mom talked about it.
Yes, the NBA.
Mhm.
I want to have a stable NBA career. I want to retire at a good age. I want to have a stable career, whether it's role player or starter or all-star, maybe even Olympics. Who knows? NBA is definitely the goal.
Yeah. I'm smiling right now because I'm really proud of you for saying that. And I've shared personal stories about me not fully admitting what it is that I wanted out of life, and that was
I
motivating for
remember
me.
you talked to
And
Devin Booker.
yeah, man, for
I
sure.
remember.
Yeah, I remember that story. And I think just keep standing on that, man. Keep standing on that. And I think, like you were saying, Tricia, and I didn't plan on asking this question, but this kind of falls in line with you're talking about the program being so well-rounded. Maybe you could talk about it from a different perspective now, Gian. I feel like you're crystal clear on what it is that it's going to take to get to where you want to get to, and also where specifically you want to get to. You didn't just tell me you want to make it to the NBA. You said, I want to have a stable career in the NBA. And whatever comes after that comes after that. But I just think that's beautiful. Talk more about that, Gian, how confident you are and where you're headed.
I know that many people have been underrated and overlooked in their life. I know some people have just been stars all the time. And I feel like honestly, anyone could really do if they put the work to it, whether it's just working really hard, working smart. I think that's the perspective on the NBA dreams.
100%. I love it. Anything to add there?
I'm just gonna support him on that. And I'm seeing him put in the work and he's gotta do even more, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it's gotta be every day and sometimes on the weekends. I mean, it's better now, but
I'll
he's
definitely
putting in the work and he's trying to, I would like for him to start focusing more on doing some weight training, right? Like
Mhm.
incorporate some weight training. That's gonna get him even stronger and better. So we're working on that, but he's got the interest. He's got the interest in starting weight training soon. And
And more love for the game, to be
Yeah.
honest. Before, I think, and going back to what you said about what your mindset was before, I played basketball since I was 6 years old, and I don't think I cared about it much. And to be honest, I started the whole NBA idea maybe a year or two ago, ever since I made my middle school team in sixth grade. And honestly, I wanted it basically for the money. I didn't really love basketball the way I do now. And I think it really changed how I love it. And now, not just for the money, just to play basketball and how I love the sport.
That's beautiful, man. Not a lot of people love the game. You'd be surprised. And I think that's beautiful. Trisha, how did it feel to watch Gian become, I guess, this leader and more motivated? I see a smile on your face. Talk about that.
yeah, he's definitely fallen in love with the game. I see it. Look, he wasn't even watching NBA games before college games. You
My
know,
dad would ask me to, even
yeah,
though he doesn't really watch
he
it.
would be a basketball player in these teams, but he never watched any games.
Nope.
He's watching them now, and he's watching highlights and clips and following certain teams on Instagram. So he's super motivated. He's very in love with basketball.
That's great, man. Well, last but not least, what would you tell someone who's on the fence about joining this program, Gian?
I would tell them to definitely join the program if they want help with whatever I said before, the communication, someone to always just help them and they can reach out to. I think it can just really change their mind. Tell them, pay attention, do everything, and you'll really change as a player and a person.
It's amazing. And Trisha, last but not least, how about you? What would you share with a parent who is considering enrolling their player in the Varsity Performance System?
I think it's important as parents to see our kids get mentally stronger. So I highly recommend your program. And it was really nice to have Gian come off of some of your calls and be, that was a really good call. I learned a lot and we take notes. He took a lot of good advice from you. So I would say absolutely 100% sign
That's,
up. It's really good for the family dynamic and for your player to feel more confident out there.
that's great. Well, beautiful. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. And thank you all for watching. If you would like to watch another video of another successful client testimonial, click the video above, and I'll see you next time. Take care.